This is every chef's wildest dream. But it wasn't created by a government, not by an elite club of chefs, not by any food group at all. It started as an ad with one job: get people to drive more. Grown chefs have cried over these stars. Some gave back everything they'd built just to escape them. One story is darker than all of that. And the name behind it all? You've seen it on the side of a car wheel. Every star in fine dining exists to sell tires. Before this is over, you'll watch a restaurant guide storm a beach in a world war. You'll meet a chef who begged to be taken out of the book and got put back in against his will. And you'll find out why more people have been to space than there are restaurants with 3 stars. It starts with 2 brothers in a country that had almost no cars. Picture France in 1900. If you owned a car, you were one of about 3,000 people in the entire country. Fewer cars than seats in a single football stand. No real gas stations, no road signs you could trust. Driving wasn't transport. It was an adventure that usually ended with a breakdown. 2 brothers in the middle of France made their living from exactly that. André and Edouard Michelin sold tires, which meant they had a problem. You can't sell many tires in a country where nobody drives. So they printed a book, 35,000 copies, 10 books for every car in France, and they gave every single one away for free. Why would a tire company do that? The book solved every problem that kept people off the road: where to find gas, where to find a mechanic, how to change a tire yourself, step by step, where to sleep when the car gave up. Take away every reason not to drive, and people drive more. Drive more, and tires wear down. Tires wear down, and somebody sells you new ones. The guide wasn't a gift. It was a wear and tear machine dressed up as one. And for 20 years, it stayed free, until the brothers walked into a tire shop and saw something that changed the book forever. The story goes like this. André Michelin visits a tire dealer, and there's his guide. Not on a shelf, not in a car. Wedged under a workbench, propping it up. A stack of his books, holding up someone's tools. The lesson he took from it became famous. People only respect what they pay for. So 20 years in, the free guide got a price. And a book you pay for needs something worth paying for. A few years later, the brothers added a symbol, a little star. The guide started marking the best restaurants with 1 star. Soon there were 3 levels, and here's the part almost nobody knows. The stars don't mean good, great, and perfect. They're driving instructions. 1 star, worth a stop if you're passing. 2 stars, worth a detour. 3 stars, worth a special journey, all on their own. Read that again. The highest honor in cooking is, word for word, a reason to drive further. The tire company didn't hide its reason. It printed it right into the rating. But a rating is only worth something if you can trust it, and trust needed a strange invention. The guide built a small army that no one ever spots. Inspectors. They book like you, dress like you, eat like you, and they pay the bill every time. No free meals, no warnings, no faces. A secret service, armed with forks. A chef can spend a whole career being judged by people he never once noticed. Nobody can bribe a face they can't find. That's what made the stars feel honest. And the little red book kept growing. Then the world caught fire, and the book did something no restaurant guide has done before or since. Spring, 1944. The Allies are planning the invasion of Normandy, and they have a map problem. Across France, road signs have been torn down or turned around to point the wrong way. An army that can't find its way is an army that's stuck. So the war planners reached for the best maps of France anyone had, the Michelin guide. They took the last guide printed before the war, copied it in America, stamped it for official use only, and put it in the hands of the commanders. 500 city maps, drawn to sell tires, now guiding soldiers through freed towns. A restaurant guide went to war, and it came home with a level of trust you can't buy. That trust was about to get heavy. After the war, the stars became law. A star doesn't decorate a restaurant, it decides it. Win one, and your phone doesn't stop ringing for a year. Lose one, and you can watch the dining room empty out like a tide going away. Chefs started building their whole lives around a grade from strangers. One of the best in Britain, Marco Pierre White, reached the top. 3 stars, the youngest ever at the time. Then he gave them back and walked away, saying he refused to be judged for the rest of his life. He escaped. Not everyone did. Bernard Loiseau was one of the most famous cooks in France. A 3-star chef, a national figure. The press spent months asking one question. Was he about to lose his 3rd star? In 2003, he took his own life. His stars were never taken. But all of France argued about what the rating had done and what it does to the people underneath it. The tire company's little book was now something no one had planned, a weight that could crush the people it crowned. And that's when a chef tried something nobody had dared. He tried to leave. Sébastien Bras ran a 3-star restaurant on a hill in southern France. He called the guide and asked for the one thing it had never given, to be left out of the book. Take the stars, take the pressure, let me just cook. The guide said yes, for exactly 1 year. Then it put his restaurant back in, without asking, with 2 stars instead of 3. Think about what that means for a moment. You can't apply for a star, and you can't refuse one either. The book decides, in both directions. Which leaves one last question. Why does a tire company still bother? Today, the guide covers more than 40 places around the world. 3 stars are still so rare that more people have been to space than there are restaurants holding them. And Michelin? Still a tire company, one of the biggest on Earth. The guide earns it almost nothing directly. It doesn't have to. Every star teaches you the same quiet lesson the brothers printed into that first free book. This name knows what's worth the journey. Trust it on food, and you'll trust it on the road. Every chef's wildest dream is still an ad. More than 100 years later, every star in fine dining still exists. To sell tires. One more thing. I'm Stick. I travel through time to bring you back the best stories. See you in the next one.